Hello everyone, this is Jan's Mix, and today I decided I will do this thing. I will be commenting how I'm making speed paint, with also commenting the concepts, not just showing the speed paint itself, but also providing some concept and explanations. So basically, this speed paint I made for a thumbnail of my let's play I am currently doing of Touhou Luna Nights, and I am just drawing the main character Sakuya Izahoi, who is the main character which we play as, and quite a famous character in Touhou. Now I aim for quite a simplistic style, as you will see, not really that much anime as is mostly, and you will also see that I'm using quite thick lines. And yeah, I aim for it to be pretty simplistic, not the generic anime, because I simply don't have good skills enough for that. And maybe it's about technique, since I have a blind drawing tablet, so it might also be because of technical limitations, and my skills are not good enough to do it. Anyway, as you can see, I already made the sketch and already made some adjustments. I am still quite learning how to do a anatomy of anime-ish characters correctly, and then therefore I use in Vantage the possibility of Adobe Photoshop of moving some stuff. And now we are actually getting into line art. The thing is, as you can see, my lines are pretty thick because I am aiming for something between anime and something between cartoonish. Obviously, when you, for example, Google Sakuya's fan art, you mostly see pictures with pretty thin line art, mostly pretty much as you can see anime. And compared to that, my line art is pretty thick, simply because at this point I'm not skillful enough to work well with the thin lines, and also because I'm aiming for something more cartoonish. Actually, I have to say this is actually my second attempt drawing is, because at the first one I was thinking that I won't be imitating some anime style, and I will make it just like cartoon, but I simply didn't like it, so I decided to do it again and analyze my mistakes and be careful about anatomy, eyes, etc. As you can see, obviously for the whole time I am having reference pictures on my another monitor. So according to that, I made her clothes and her hairstyle, and well, uh, obviously it's pretty much a Touhou is pretty much a diaspora made by fans. I mean, the main series is made by Zune, of course, but the fans make many spin-offs, many fan art, and there are different interpretation of the characters. Like if you look at different arts of the characters, pretty much even hairstyles are not that consistent. So I simply chosen something that I like, but at some interpretations Sakuya can have much longer hair than this. And as for colors, now I'm actually coloring. You can see that I'm so terrible that I'm not even naming my layers. It's layer 7, layer 6, blah 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 blah. And I've got the logo of Touhou Luna Nights and the number of the episode of my let's play, which I'll be doing. Colors, I am pretty much not copy pasting them from a reference, but at least trying to get get at least a similar color by a color picker. As for eyes, actually, yeah, Sakuya, of course, normally has blue eyes, but when she's using her time stop ability, she's got the red ones. But here I decided just for the blue one, because she looks more peaceful. And now I'm getting into some eyes shading, and yeah, those white things which make eyes go shining. Here at the hair, maybe with the hair coloring, I was doing still like pretty much simplistic. Like obviously the whole art is not supposed to be something really that much complicated, but rather simple instead, because it's just a artwork for a thumbnail. However, maybe I'm sorry a little that I didn't use sharper brush for the hair, because hair are usually make like this, but anyway, the shades actually indeed give the character more impression, let's say. And yeah, as for the skin, actually, I know Sakuya is supposedly really pale. I just a few seconds ago, you could see that I actually made her a little paler. It's pretty much about trying and failing, and yeah, now I'm obviously making the shades. As for the skin, the shading is basically much more simple style than the hair, and for clothes, it's gonna be pretty much similar. Looking at the picture, I mean, there's pretty much stuff which I realize that I'm unhappy during the process. Although the sketch is of course the face where you can save the most of stuff. But obviously some things I suddenly decide in the middle of the whole process that I don't like them. And for example, yeah, what could be potentially wrong about anatomy here is the length of her arm. I mean, her longer arm definitely seems to be quite long. The the hand looks supposedly okayish. Yeah, obviously she's supposed to hold those nice of her between her fingers, which was often showed up in fan arts and anime. And yeah, she's got those green ribbons. And as for the clothes, for example, that her armband are make I made it sorry, I made it pretty much simplistically, since as I said, there are different interpretation, and here I aimed pretty much on something simplistic. And yeah, now those sparkles in her eyes and her knives, you know, I like making those more details. Not that I will be detail oriented. Like this is pretty much simple stuff I'm doing here, but I like some simple details which actually can underline well some aspects of the art. And here I made some really super simple background, which is supposed to resemble the stage one, simply by the colors and the color tone. So that's it. Although the final outcome has its shortcomings, I am pretty glad I tried this and tried to assess my mistakes so I can be better next time. So there will definitely be a next time, so stay tuned. If you would be interested, here is the video of the gameplay. Be sure to leave your comments and feedback if you have any, and have a nice day.